guys. Okay, today this is video number 4 in the semi-unconventional Welcome to Young Living that I'm currently doing. Today I'm just gonna kind of be telling you about my most recent, biggest sort of like aha, light bulb switch goes off, fireworks, whatever, moment I've had with Young Living. And honestly, it was the moment that really I was like, okay, like these things work. And we need to get a little more serious about this, okay, self? Okay. But before I tell you about that, I need to tell you really quickly about 2 things. One is, if you're unfamiliar with Young Living, you probably have never heard of the term, or you've heard of the term compliancy, but not in this respect. So because of rules of compliancy, I won't be saying any specific like medical conditions by their names, or mentioning any like specific like medicine names, just as a rule of compliancy. Second thing is, I'm going to be telling you about some things that worked for me, and I'm so happy that they do, and I so hope that one of these things would be able to work for you as well. But just to keep in mind, all of our bodies are different, and we have different things going on, and like at the root of it, we all have different needs that need to be supported. So this is just what worked for me, and if you were going to consider some of these options for yourself, I would highly suggest researching them and just figuring out what might work for you too. Okay, so excuse me. I guess the start of the story is about 6 months before I left for college. So I can't even think of how many years ago that would be, but a pretty significant amount. I feel kind of old sometimes. Before I left for college, I was having a specific kind of head discomfort that was occasionally accompanied by upset stomach, nausea, and occasionally like visual disturbances. And if you understand what I'm talking about, you probably know that that is a very miserable place to be. And I don't want to make this too long, so I'm not going to give you too much background, but essentially it started out going to one doctor, and they prescribed me with something that was like a reactive medication, so take it after the issue is occurring, and it makes it go away. But because of how it worked, it basically just put you to sleep. And I love sleep, people. Sleep is awesome. However, when you're like 17, 18 years old and you're in your senior year of high school, getting ready to go to college, thinking about like what the next 4 years are going to look like, you probably know that you don't have time every day to just like come home, take a pill, and go to sleep because you aren't feeling great. Excuse me, my hair is a mess today. So I did that for a while, and finally started to realize that wasn't really a workable solution. So went to a new doctor or a specialist, and they prescribed me with something and essentially told me that one of the side effects were it can make you feel a little loopy, and they basically said, there are studies that say this medication dumbs you down. But, felt pretty miserable, so I was willing to try anything. And I personally did not notice any side effects like that, but my mom did say that she noted some like weird stuff that was going on, and I'm gonna have to trust her on that because she's been around pretty much all my life. So went to a different doctor, changed medications again, and started taking something that he essentially said this was not designed for this specific problem, but hey, it works really well for that. And now that I really think about it, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm glad it worked, but was it actually messing with the other system of the body that it was like designed to work with? And how did that affect me? So I took that for a while, and it was a workable solution for a little bit. The doctor basically told me this is something that you're going to deal with off and on for the rest of your life. It's very common in women, and it has a lot to do with our like stress patterns and our hormones. So just depending on what's going on in your life, it's going to flare up every once in a while. I was like, great, this is cool. I get to feel like this for the rest of my life. So my mom got really involved in Young Living, and she forcibly, started to get me involved as well. And occasionally I would complain to her about, hey, I'm feeling this way. She would say, use your lavender, use your peppermint, use your thieves. That's all I had to start out with, people. So I basically got to the point of, well, what the heck? I have nothing else to lose. I already feel miserable. Can't get too much worse. So I tried that. And I started to feel better. I started to have less specific problems, but I was still taking this medication. And so I started to wonder, am I feeling better because the medication is working and I'm just not having these problems as frequently? Or am I really not having these problems anymore? And do I really still need to be on this medication? So we went to the doctor, talked to them more, kind of just had that same talk, here's how things are going. And decided to get off the medication and just start supporting my body in a more natural way. Start drinking my Ningxia, which we talked about in the last video, and just supporting my body with oils. At this point, way back when, that looks a lot different than it did now. Excuse me. So, all that backstory aside to tell you that probably right before Christmas time, end of last semester, I was super stressed, as you can imagine, with school, and I was about to get married. So as fun as that is, there's a lot of stress involved too with the details and everything else. And I started having these head discomforts again. And I didn't know what to do. I was a little stressed out. And this happened one night when I was just laying in bed watching TV. Started to not feel so great. So I grabbed my M-Grain, which I just keep literally on the side of my bed because you never know when you're going to need it. Dabbed a little bit on the back of my fingers, rubbed it on the back of my neck here and here. And I just went back to watching TV. Figured, I'm in bed anyway, so I'm probably going to go to bed soon. So it's going to be fine. So a few minutes passed, and I was just watching my show, and I remember thinking, my head's not bugging me anymore. Well, okay. So I went to bed. Didn't really think about it. Woke up the next day, and I was like, wow, that was very helpful in supporting that problem I was having. So, continuing on, just to tell you some other things that I've been using to support these occasional head discomfort flare-ups that I'm having. A new one for me is Mistrante, if you can read that. It was actually recommended to me by someone else in the same oils group that I'm in, and she said it was very successful for her. So I ordered it this month, and I've only tried it once, and it did help. But I do not like the way it smells. But I can jeopardize my comfort a little bit in smells for relief. So, Mistrante, I think smells like pickles, but maybe you won't. This oil peppermint, just side note, I have 3 favorite oils. They are peppermint, stress away, and peace and calming. So, and I have 2 of them right here. But peppermint is one of my favorites. Love to use it on my temples. It's very cooling. It's very fresh smelling. And I like to rub it on my stomach sometimes for just promoting healthy digestion. It is great for that. And the last one I'm going to tell you about, I have repeatedly said that Stress Away is my oil crush. There's just no other way to put it. It smells awesome. So blurry, guys, I'm sorry. It, to me, just smells like vanilla. It is so good. And I like to put this on my arms and just rub it together, wear it all day like a perfume, on the back of my neck. Diffuser, essentially anywhere you can put stress away, I like to put it there. My favorite way to use it is to keep it by my bathroom sink and just apply throughout the day, because as you would imagine, that didn't come out right. As you would imagine, as a graduate student, when I'm here during the day, I'm usually working on stuff, cleaning up, just trying to keep up with everything. And sometimes I just need a little extra support in the calming department. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you found some information in this video helpful, and thank you so much for listening just as I share a little bit of a personal story about my Young Living journey. And this, I think I said already, but it is video number 4 of 5, and number 5 will be coming to you guys next week. So I'm blogging. You can check for that link down in the comments or in the description section. And secondly is I've created an Instagram page just devoted to Young Living, like my tips and tricks and stuff like that. And you can find that at YL_Morgan, I believe. I'll post that down there too. All right, hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for listening, and talk to you guys soon.